Welcome to the best presentation.
Look around, I'm happy now. I figured out, don't need nothing.
Welcome to the Real Housewives of Guam, where drama and history collide. It's December 1941 and the world is on the brink of war. The Battle of Guam was a battle between Japan and Guam and started on December 8th and ended on December 10th. The captain, George McMillan, surrendered Guam to Japan. But for the women of Guam, the drama is about to get personal. Today we're not just talking about the gossip around town, we're talking about survival. The Battle of Guam is coming, and these women will be forced to navigate the chaos. Let's see how they handle it. Let's go meet the girls.
Call me extra. I've been dramatic since 1941. When Guam got bombed, I didn't just run, I ran with flair. We were labor without rights, citizen without papers, and honey, I have notes. I fight with facts and I serve with sass.
I'm not just telling Guam's story, I am Guam's story. We loved our country, we lost everything, and we still stood tall. I may cry into leaves sometimes, but don't get it twisted. I will remind America who we are every single time.
Some people gossip. I read congressional bills. I know what happened in Guam and I'm not afraid to spill the tea. They say I'm dramatic? Please. I'm just accurate and fabulous. Congress may have denied us, but I never denied the truth.
Guam used to be so chill. We had our little villages, cute island life, speaking English, throwing family parties, the normal stuff. And then boom, December 1941 hit us.
I knew things were bad when Japan started flexing their muscles across the Pacific. I mean, they signed the anti-Comintern pact with Germany in 1936. Hello? Red flag.
Bro, we were out here minding our business, making food, living our best lives, and next thing you know, we're in a war? First of all, why is nobody talking about the fact that Japan is planning this in September? Damn! Like, hello? Operation Snatch Guam was not a spontaneous buy.
Being forgotten hurts, but what really stings is knowing that you're seen and still ignored.
In Guam are so very few, oh Uncle. In Guam are so very few, oh Uncle Sam.
When you live in an island as beautiful as Guam, you think you're safe. You're not. Beauty doesn't protect you from betrayal.
I knew something was wrong. Japan wasn't exactly hiding their ambition. They had signed with Germany in 1936, invaded China in 1937, and Guam? We were next.
Bro, we were just vibing, dancing, cooking, praising Jesus, and out of nowhere, bombs. I didn't even finish my mango yet. Okay, can I just say it? Japan had this thing planned since September. Like, they wanted to be us so badly.
Gia, we all agree, but yelling doesn't
bombs. She's right though. Guam was a diamond in the Pacific. Strategic. It was a link between Hawaii and the Philippines.
Okay, yeah, but they literally attacked us the day after Pearl Harbor. The day after. No nap.
Bombastic side eye. Criminal offensive side eye.
No break, just boom.
I had to stop speaking freely in my own home.
Damn!
I thought if I was too loud, the soldiers would come and punish me. It was the worst being under Japan's control.
Under Japanese occupation, martial law ruled. The Chamorro people faced lots of dehumanization.
Why? What happened to them?
Well, many of them didn't agree with the new Japanese laws that the Japanese had implemented on Guam. So, as a result of that, many of them were tortured, beheaded, raped, even executed for just resisting.
It's like they controlled everything. You couldn't move, pray, eat, or even breathe without having their approval.
And all of this, while America stayed away, they let us suffer for many years.
Chloe, we're going to Disneyland!
Oh my god!
Japan bombed our military bases and communication centers, including PT Navy Yard and Sume. Then they literally sent 5,000 troops landing at coastal points like Tumon Bay and Agat. Guys, look!
In 1941, the Empire of Japan was preparing for a vast expansion across the Pacific. One of their key targets was the American territory of Guam, a strategically vital island located between the Philippines and Japan. As early as March of that year, Japanese planes were conducting photo recon missions over the island, mapping out beaches, installations, and population centers. By September, plans for a full-scale invasion were finalized as part of a coordinated strategy to rapidly knock out American military power across the Pacific. Guam had been under U.S. control since the Spanish-American War, and while its location was critical, it was severely under-prioritized by the U.S. government. Military leaders in Washington saw Guam as indefensible, too remote, too small, and not worth the resources it would take to fortify. As a result, the island was left poorly armed and lightly manned. Guam had fewer than 550 personnel in total, 274 Navy members, many of them non-combat personnel, 153 Marines, and around 120 members of the Guam Insular Force Guard, who had minimum training, outdated equipment, and their arsenal included a handful of machine guns, some pistols and rifles, and even weapons marked "Do Not Shoot" for training only. Guam is the largest and southernmost island out of all the Mariana Islands. The island spans approximately 32 miles in length and 9 miles in width, covering about 210 square miles in total. The island's coastline stretches approximately 78 miles and is surrounded by the coral reefs, offering both natural beauty and strategic military advantages. The western coast, leeward of the trade winds, houses April Harbor, the island's primary port, as well as the capital city and the tourist center of Tumon. The eastern coast is more exposed and features fewer natural harbors, making it less favorable for large-scale amphibious landings. On the morning of December 8, 1941, just hours after the attack of Pearl Harbor, 9 Japanese planes appeared over the village of Sume and unleashed bombs on the Pan American buildings. Standard oil fuel tanks and military installations are on the island. 2 civilians working at the hotel were killed. The Japanese also tanked the USS Penguin, Guam's largest U.S. vessel, and strafed towns like PT and Hagåtña. Bombing raids continued the following day, crippling radio towers and disrupting communications. And in the early hours of December 10th, the invasion began. 2 separate Japanese forces landed. 400 elite naval troops stormed Dunca's Beach in Aganda Bay, while a larger 5,500-man army unit landed at multiple locations, including Tumon and Agat. Insular guards put up a fierce resistance. Twice they drove back the Japanese, but the defenders were simply too few in numbers, too poorly armed and too spread out to hold the line. The battle for Guam lasted less than an hour. By 5:45 a.m., Governor McMillan knew the situation was hopeless. Between 6 and 7 a.m., he signed Guam's formal surrender. The Japanese flag was raised over the governor's mansion shortly afterwards. The toll was tragic. 17 Americans died, including 4 Insular Force Guards, 5 Marines, and 8 Navy personnel. The Japanese, by comparison, lost just 1 soldier, with 6 wounded. In the days after the surrender, Cuffman, a U.S. Marine soldier, was executed by Japanese troops. an act that highlighted the brutal reality of the occupation to come. Guam would remain under Japanese control for the next 32 months, enduring hardship, forced labor, and suffering under military rule. It was one of only 4 U.S. territories occupied by enemy forces during World War II.
That was a really good explanation of the map and Japan's tactics. Did you guys hear that? That wasn't me. Look!
C4 has been successfully activated. Bomb detonation countdown successfully started.
One hour later, 2 hours later, 3 hours later. "24 hours later, the next day, the next day, the next day."
We were prisoners in paradise.
They told us to work, dig, cook, serve, or else.
Censorship, forced labor, executions. We weren't exactly free anymore. Here are some clips of what really happened behind the scenes during the Battle of Guam. Now, while you guys watch this, I'm going to explain to you what really happened. December 8th, 1941. Guam hears about Pearl Harbor and knows trouble is coming. Just 2 days later, Japanese forces storm the island. The U.S. military presence? Barely 500 men. So yeah, it's not exactly a fair fight. Governor George McMillan holds out for a few hours before surrendering. And just like that, Guam falls under Japanese occupation. Now this is where things get personal. The Chamorro people, Guam's native population, suddenly find their world flipped. English, banned. Chamorro traditions, suppressed. Schools start teaching English and everyone's expected to bow to portraits of the emperor. Not exactly island vacation vibes. Catholic practices go underground. Chamorro elders whisper prayers behind closed doors. The Japanese tried to erase culture, but the Chamorros, they're stubborn in the best way. People like Father Jesus Baza Duenas became quiet heroes, protecting their people, helping America, and refusing to let their faith die, even when it cost him his life. Life under occupation was brutal. Public beatings, hunger, constant fear. But through it all, Chamorros kept their stories, their language, and their strength alive. The Battle of Guam wasn't just a military loss, it was a cultural test. And despite it all, the Chamorro spirit didn't break. It just went quiet until it was safe to shout again.
Forced labor? Do we really have to do this?
And I tried to spill the tea about Guam to my mom, and then the military said that it was classified. Can you believe that?
Hey, look!
What can I wear though? There's nothing to wear. Did you guys hear that?
This song, Dear Uncle Sam, says everything that we didn't have the chance to.
8th of December 1941, 8th of December when they come to Guam. Oh, Uncle Sam, Sam, my dear Uncle Sam, won't you please come back to Guam? Early Monday morning the Japanese come to bomb the people nearly crazy right here in Guam. Oh, Uncle Sam, Sam, my dear Uncle Sam, won't you please come back to Guam? The Japanese planes fly overhead, drop many bomb. We need your help so badly, won't you please come back to Guam? Oh, Uncle Sam, Sam, my dear Uncle Sam, won't you please come back to Guam? Raise up your banner of red, white, and blue. You know the people here in Guam are so very few. Oh, Uncle Sam, Sam, my dear Uncle Sam, won't you please come back to Guam? Nippon Army, Navy, also some Marines. They all got plenty ketchup, but no got pork and beans. Oh, Uncle Sam, Sam, my dear Uncle Sam, won't you please come back to Guam?
We gave them everything, our land, our trust, and our dead. And they gave us silence.
You know why I love that song so much? Why? At the time, many young American men were being drafted, and a lot of families were scared. This song gave voice to women who watched their loved ones go off to war. We are not okay!
Guam fought for rights even before the war. Leaders traveled to D.C. to push bills like S. 1450 that aimed to grant the people of Guam U.S. citizenship.
And Congress says we weren't ready. Our economy was too weak.
They had identity documents, spoke English, even traveled to the mainland, but they still said no.
We needed protection and no one came. We weren't citizens, we were just convenient.
We were good enough to fight your wars, host your bases, wave your flag, but as for rights, suddenly Congress had amnesia. We lived through invasion, silence, and rejection. But Guam, she never gave up, and neither did we.
Look around, I'm happy now. I figured out, don't need nothing.
Is it Stacy? Is it Becky? Is it Keisha? Is it Andy? Was it Danny? Is it Marty?
Hey guys, that was a really long episode. A lot happened, but you guys should really stay tuned for episode 2 where things in 1944, it's really juicy. Let's just say Japan, they lose Guam and the US really gets their get back. But thank you for watching. Bye guys!
Here's to us. We may have not had as much, but at least we have each other.
They thought we would break, but we didn't. We are still here.
And we'll never forget what we went through. right now.
One.
Look, I need to practice mine. ASMR.
It's already 6:30.
Wee! Ow, my butt! It's shocking my butt! Oh my god! Oh, she going. She's so close. Oh, there's her butthole. Ah! Oh, there. Oh, she going back down. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, wait.
3. Okay, I'm starting to go out now. Okay, where are you?
Alice?
Me too. High five.
Do Alice?
So are you Alice?
I know I'm not Alice. Thank you though. I'm sorry.